Lies! Lies! It's all on Snap Judgment starting now. Hello and welcome to Snap Judgment, the show that's not afraid to lie to your face. This show rocks. I'm your host, Lionel, a lawyer who decided to use my powers for good instead of evil. Then later decided to use them to get girls. Tonight, we'll look at a case of love and furniture lost. Also a tongue-in-cheek look at a fight over who gets a rim. Plus, from the band They Might Be Giants, John Flansburgh joins us in our studio. But first, there's something we need to talk about. Look of love is in your eyes.
Hey, when is the last time you lived together before August of '98?
The last time?
We broke up in
That's
February of 98.
90.
Before the show. Welcome back to Snap Judgment, the show that took the bar exam 5 times, because that's where you'll find women with their self-esteem at its lowest. Turning to brighter matters, I am honored to have the gentleman sitting here watching tonight's feature trial with me. He is one half the moiety of the popular alternative rock band They Might Be Giants. Aside from constant touring and recording, the band has recently released their new album, Long Tall Weekend, on the MP3 format. And they appear on a regular basis on the ABC series Brave New World. Please welcome music giant John Flansburgh.
Hello, Cable America.
Basic cable. John, welcome, and thank you for being here. You know, musician and philosopher Pat Benatar once compared love to a battlefield. Here's an update on casualties.
Watkins, Holloway, love has fled.
Y'all used to be involved in a relationship, is that correct?
Watkins must know what is written of him in the book of love.
It says that she loaned you money and you didn't pay her back. I remember it because we're talking about the rims.
Right.
Ah, the rims. Always it was the rims. Yes, yes, he promised them to her.
So did you give her the rims in good condition?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did you get the rims?
He said he put the rims in the back of my house by the kitchen. And when I went to get the rims, it was just 3 back down.
Where's the 4th rim?
Where? In the graveyard of love.
I swear to you, under oath, I took her 4 rims, and honest to God,
The problem
You
I
didn't
have
take me
is,
4 rims.
I
the
took.
problem I have is,
Yes, sir.
I have no reason to disbelieve either one of you.
Why didn't he get the rims to me personally? He didn't even give me the rims. You called my job tonight. Want to know what I at work.
The fact of the matter is you didn't give her the rims personally.
All who fail in love ask the same question.
What am I going to do with one rim? What am I going to do with it?
You brought up an interesting point. Why would you want one of the rims?
I don't wouldn't.
Wait a minute.
I wouldn't. I would
Unless
not.
it were the Spider.
Miss, Your
Unless
Honor,
they were to give her
Your
3
Honor,
rims back in Spider.
Your Honor.
Ah, the judge knows the ways of the heart, but can he heal it?
You give her $150 for the rim that's missing.
I'll give her $50 for the rim.
You take $50 for the rim? You take $100?
How about that 150 you said?
Ha! Who can put a price on heartache?
I'll give her $50, Your Honor.
50's on the table. Will you take 50? No? How about 75? You take 100.
I take the 100.
All right, well, $50 apart. Now, for $50, you can be done with this.
Ah, but he cannot give in, or else his love was just a lie.
You know what? Yeah, Your Honor. Let's go with it.
Oh, well. Now, one thing only remains.
All right, when is the other $100 going to be paid?
For that, he must check his watch.
Can you give me 60 days, Your Honor?
Sacre bleu. Man, woman, it is always the same.
God almighty, I can't believe this. That's all right. You got me on this.
I didn't get you. You hadn't been leaving in my house.
You got me. If this is anything about a lesson learned, I have learned my lesson. Believe me. And I think you are a doggone good teacher. So yes, consider yourself a PhD.
In the end, how much for the rim? That's all love is.
Ah, the French. They are a funny race. With me is John Flansburgh from the band They Might Be Giants. John, they're talking about cars with all this rim talk.
You know, I actually I read about this case in They're All Lying Quarterly, and it's a fascinating one. My favorite part of the tape is always looking at the people in the back falling out, just going like,
yes.
Wah! You know, it's.
And if you like that, wait till you get a load of this one. Since litigants often give two completely different stories, judges know how to pull out obscure laws that make the argument academic. Some common law rules say about hog trading that somehow voids a heroin conviction. But sometimes such laws aren't handy and you've just got to figure out who's lying. That can be a particularly hard thing when you don't believe anyone. This is Mr. Gregory Slay. He says he still had some furniture in his ex-girlfriend's house when she kicked him out. He wants it back. This is Xiomara Davis, who says Mr. Slay didn't leave anything. She also says he never paid his share of the rent or child support for their 4-year-old daughter. This, by the way, is Judge Craig Schwall. He's a more active participant in this case than usual as he tries to understand even the basic timeline behind this case.
You said you moved back in with Miss Davis because she was having hard times. You bought things for the apartment. She got back on her feet. She completely changed. Put my clothes out but wouldn't give me my furniture. I feel she used me and when she was down and out.
What he put on that situation is not true. The reason is because when I put his out, I help him to come to my house because he have a situation problem with his father.
So he moved in 8 of 98, and when did he move out?
In April 13, I put his out. The reason is because he only want to be drinking, verbal abuse, and that is not nice.
Okay, when is the last time you lived together before August of 98?
The last time,
We broke up in
that is
February of 98.
90.
Okay. They also can't agree whether they lived together between the first time they lived together and the last time they lived together.
But I thought y'all lived separate from September to February of 98. September of 97 to February of 98.
No, we lived in town suite from September of 98. I mean, I'm sorry, of 97 to February of.
Is that true?
It's not true, sir.
Listen, I stayed with you in town
Excuse
suites.
me.
And they can't agree whether he sent a child support payment through another court.
The people sent the check to the wrong address, and she knows this. They have talked to her about this.
And whether he paid rent.
What about all this stuff about she says that you didn't pay rent when you did live with her?
That's not true, Your Honor. I told you. I'm telling you what happened.
And, of course, the furniture.
I bought 2 tall lamps. I bought an entertainment center. I bought a TV, a mirror, coffee table, end table, and another little brass table.
Well, we've got totally different stories.
Your Honor.
Can we agree that today's Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay, we need a chart if we're going to follow this. After living together and having a child, they broke up. I can't imagine why. Then they either did or did not live together again and broke up again. Then either he begged to move in or she begged him. He either paid rent, then child support, or he didn't. And now there's some furniture or not. And it's Tuesday. Everything is all clear now, right?
So you have supported this child regularly since the child was born?
Yes. Because we've been living
And you don't
together.
have any of this furniture we're talking about?
No, sir.
Then where's it at?
And you're saying that you lived together in the hotel, and you're saying you
No,
didn't?
no. The hotel, he don't live with me.
Your Honor.
I understand that. I just said that.
He said that,
Shut
but
her
that
up,
is not
shut
true.
her up, shut her up!
It's not true.
You know, once upon a time, these two people had something beautiful. No, they didn't. From the rock group They Might Be Giants, John Flansburgh is here to weave his version of this love story. John, I have seen many trials in my life, both as a lawyer and a host here. I don't understand what the hell's going on here. Help me.
Lionel,
Yes.
they're all lying.
They might or must be lying.
Yes. I can't help but wonder if the judge is just thinking, I could have gone to med school during that trial.
You're right. This Solomon-esque Judge Schwall, at least in the
Yes.
first case in this, every single day you were picking up the shards of the flotsam and jetsam of love affairs, shards of life, the detritus of these. It's amazing.
Detritus,
Yes, thank you.
the ephemera.
Indeed. Ooh, I like that. Smart. Now, what basically is the issue here? Who's telling the truth between the plaintiff? By the way, the defendant looks like Grover Washington Jr. Did you notice that?
Oh, yeah.
There's some slight resemblance. Where are we? Help me, John Flansburgh.
I don't know. I tend to believe her. just because I know that all men are liars. But I don't know.
She is not?
She probably is lying too. But it's very, it's very confusing. I'm always amazed at the necessity for people who appear to be living on the margins of their own personal economy, what their need to buy furniture is.
That's an excellent point. And by
I've
the way,
had a nice spare apartment, a little bit of
Sure.
space. Seems kind of luxurious in the city.
Well, if you think that's complicated, it gets a whole lot better. Coming up after the break, everything gets all cleared up. Fantastic. Welcome back to Snap Judgment, the show that doesn't know exactly what adverse possession is, but thinks it sounds a little, fruity. We're honored to be watching this trial with John Flansburgh from the monster band, They Might Be Giants, and thank you again for being with us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, back to our feature case. When we last checked in on this trial, Gregory Slay was trying to get back the furniture he said he left at his girlfriend's apartment after she kicked him out. Xiomara, I like saying that, Davis, says there's no furniture. She also disagrees about when he lived with her, whether he paid rent, whether he paid child support, and whether he's a no-account, good-for-nothing, chippy-chasing, blah, 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 etc. Ultimately, the judge has to sort out who's telling the truth. Let's start with whether it was Mr. Slay's idea or Ms. Davis's that he moved back in with her.
Well, like I said, we broke up February. I got a call on August the 8th. When I came over, she talked to me. Come to her, she had lost her job. She was behind in her rent and her utilities.
How long have you had the job at Grady?
3 years, almost.
And I tried to get some information.
When she's had the job 3 years, how did she lose her job?
I don't know.
So maybe he's lying, but it turns out...
You've worked at Grady nonstop?
I'm being staffed for almost 2 months. The reason I'm staffed for 2 months because I'm very stressed, because he put me in stress.
He drove her out of her job, so she let him move in? Try again, lady.
Because my father passed away on my country. And I called them and I'm telling I'm supposed to leave, but I don't have
So
the
you had
money.
a 2-month leave of absence.
Yes, I leave.
Okay, that's a slightly better story. Now field this one.
Did Grady Hospital continue to pay you your salary in those 2 months that you were off?
Oh, yes.
Try again.
So you continue to get your full salary for the 2 months?
Yes, sir. No, the 2 months? No.
So if she wasn't making any money, a cool observer might well ask,
Isn't that kind of coincidental that you would be out of a job from 7/31/98 and he moved in with you?
which implies that she asked him to move in to help her with rent, and he therefore paid something. So she lied. And as for this guy...
Is it just coincidental that you sued her on the same day she brought you to court for child support?
Yes, sir.
When we came to court for a child support, after court, when we got through, we were walking outside. I asked her, I said, well, can I have some of my furniture back? She said, I don't know what you're talking about. She said, I could have took everything. That's when I got mad, and I came back in on the same day and filled this out.
Festival, you put that for revenge because I'm not
that's
you
not
come
revenge.
to the court for the pay child support to your child because you not hell. You
It's
be
not
with your friend
revenge,
and
Your Honor.
everything.
I don't have a
However,
problem
on my
paying child
proof,
support.
that's
I
the
am
reason
paying
you
child
put
support.
that
I don't
for
have a problem with
revenge.
paying child support.
That's because
That's
you
not
want
the
to
reason
come.
I came here.
We come, we here, I have my paper and
Let me
straight
know
up
when
black
y'all
and
through
white.
arguing with each other.
So by the time we come to the judgment, the judge is very much left to his own devices.
I don't believe either one of you. And everybody comes in here with presumption that they're telling me the truth. Everybody is treated that way. And I don't believe either one of you. And so I also don't believe you've paid child support regularly. And that's my opinion, and that's the only one that matters here today, sir. And I don't believe you've paid child support regularly. And when somebody doesn't pay child support, it's a matter of character to me. It's my opinion. And so that makes you less credible to me. And based on all the foregoing, I'm going to find a judgment in your favor for $557.47, and I'm going to offset it by the child support that you owe her for back child support. So basically, nobody's getting anything.
Is it possible to throw both sides in jail over a civil matter? The judge says the defendant is perjuring himself or herself when she says the plaintiff didn't leave any furniture or pay rent, and the plaintiff is lying when he says he made child support payments, even though, as a matter of fact, he has receipts. The judge deals with it basically by kicking them out of his courtroom, and who can blame him? Blaming me for having to watch this whole thing is musician extraordinaire John Flansburgh. John, what is this case about, sir? What's the theme?
My judgment? Nil.
Yes.
Yeah, it's...
No. You know what I'm saying. What's this human thing that's going on here? What is this about, really?
Well, you know, I think there's more going on in the relationship between them. I don't think that the reason they're so confused about their breakup is because they actually might not have ever really broken up.
Or really been together.
Well, I think they were really together. I think they were maybe even made for each other.
This is about revenge, my friend.
Yes.
That is the essence of this. See, these cases are never really about the child support payment, whatever it is. It's different. It's you broke my heart. You broke up. I'm not done with you yet.
Right.
How dare you leave my life? I'm going to turn right back around and come back in here, and that's really what we're dealing with.
Are these films a matter of public record? Do you have to get permission from these people to show them just
They are
in
public
court?
record, my friend. They are public. The court.
And the judge?
Sixth Amendment says you have the right to a public and a speedy trial.
To be videotaped and broadcast?
Right here.
So,
Did you ever hear the name O.J. Simpson? This goes on every day in your courtrooms, in every city. Things like this, opera, human opera. John Flansburgh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being who you are. You know, you can download They Might Be Giants' latest full-length MP3 recording, Long Tall Weekend, at www.goodnoise.com. We're going to take a break, but first we've had a sort of an incident here at Snap Judgment. Recently, we did a series of shows about lawyers. The Discovery Channel ordered us to cease and desist using the term Shark Week. Though it consists of only 2 words, and neither of them is even a verb, Shark Week is allegedly a trademark of the Discovery Channel. Our brief use of this phrase did get the publication Multi-Channel News to ask whether great white sharks or lawyers pose a greater threat to man. And that was our whole point. Nonetheless, we need to know what to call any future shows about lawyers. Which should it be? A, Fleshy Scum-Licking Carp Week. B, Discovery Channel Sucks Week. C, call it Shark Week anyway and let them sue. We're court friggin' TV. Even our mailroom guys are in law school. Or D, a suggestion of your own. And once again, tell us whether sharks are more dangerous than lawyers. We're taking a poll. Email me at Lionel@CourtTV.com or check out our webpage at the Court TV site, www.courttv.com. And please send us your guns. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Snap Judgment. This is the Sidebar, the part of the show where I use alcohol to sterilize the wounds inflicted upon me in the preceding 28 minutes. That trial we watched had a Rashomon-like quality, and not just because it was sort of hard to sit through. That woman swore up and down, sometimes even in English, that her baby daddy didn't live in the house. He claimed under oath that he did. Is someone lying here? Not necessarily. As Idi Amin once said, reasonable minds may differ. I mean, living together is such a gray area. I can't tell you how many times I've been tripped up by these fine lines, these subtle distinctions. It always happens the same way. I'll be lying there enjoying the afterglow.